there comes a point where the changes that I'm making, they just stack up so quickly. The code base kind of momentarily feels very unfamiliar somehow. I added a bunch of things now that is going to help us to streamline a little bit of the new game mode, and it's going to take out a lot of the discrepancies that I was running into. I don't know where to start. I also keep forgetting all the features that I'm adding, which is a problem. Hello, waffle syrup. How's it going? How is it going? So this first things first. Okay. All right. This indexing system that I had before, that is now changed. This was one of those things which I knew from before is going to be a problem, but it wasn't that big a problem when the sections were smaller. So like in the other game modes where I'm making like smaller blocks, it wasn't a problem that I ran into that often. But now you see how there's this like appear 17 signal here, this one. So this guy, it's not an engine. It's this is all the tools. I made these myself on top of the game itself is written in monogame. This editor that you're seeing was originally actually inside the game, but when I decided to kind of expand it, I made a different app. So technically, yeah, it's an editor. It's not really an engine, but the more features that I end up adding in this, it slowly starts to become like an engine. So that's what I'm discussing right now over here. So all the IDs for the spawns, that index was like frozen inside the list. Now the IDs are separate. And if I do something like, say, this is Gunner 17, right? Like if I get rid of this guy, just as an example, right? You see this number doesn't change. So the number of spawns here has reduced by 1. The spawn number 3 is gone, right? But the numbers remain the same. So this gunner says appear 17 on kill is still tied to this one. Otherwise, what would happen before is if I took out one of the spawns, all the indexes would change, which was just like really annoying. So now that problem is solved. And if I introduce a new spawn, say for example, it's just going to like find the biggest number and just run with it. So that way, all of the unique kind of events and everything that are firing inside the game, they will stick to this. They will stick to this number. So that's the first thing that I've changed. The second thing that I've realized that I needed was this DSL that's running on the side. So I've written like this context metadata thing over here that allows me to define these macros which get imported on compile. So the game is completely agnostic to this feature. The game doesn't know. So what the editor does is when I hit compile, when I hit save, before it exports all the information to the game, these operations, it's like think of it like a script, is going to look for the macro and fill out all of the commands and operations that I want to add here. So this gunner, for example, has 300 HP and it has a sniper parameter attribute, and it has these the specific settings for how fast it moves and how many projectiles it'll throw at in one go. Now that is kind of encoded at like a global level, at a global context inside the level. So what I can do is over here at gunner 17, you see how it's got different properties. But if I just want it to be the same gunner, I'm just gonna, for the sake of testing this, I'm just gonna try it out. So let's say this guy is going to lob once at a second interval. Okay, this guy over here. So we're gonna go look at this guy. Uh, what's up? I only do this because I think it's fun. Like otherwise there are tools out there that you can use. You can use an engine, whatever. It's totally okay. I wanted more control over these things. That's why I did it this way. So this guy we're gonna take out. Now this guy is, you see how he's throwing one. He threw one, and then he moves, and then he's gonna throw one more again, and he moves. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this macro gunner1. All right, apply, save. I'm gonna reload this level, and now this guy that appears after we take out this one, 1 2, you see that, 1 2, sweet, right? So these are working. Now if I use a macro that doesn't exist, apply, save. Oops, we need a guardrail for this. I need guardrails for this. Let me see where this code is sitting. Compile script. Thanks. I'm glad you appreciate it, because I feel more in my code base, when I get to do this. Extract op. I'm gonna get rid of this because this is not required anymore. And compile script, expand script, warning. This is supposed to be an error. All right, now we're gonna make this an error. Throw new, and I think if we throw this error instead of this warning, we are going to see it on the UI. Let's go. Text blocks. Okay, this guy doesn't know what level this is. Actually, they don't know what level they're in. Never mind. I will. Compile script is being called from over here. Compile error. I think, yeah, this is gonna catch it. All right, let's try this again. Gunner2, apply, save. Compile error, bchain test, level name, section 0, number 5. What is this 5? Spawn.type. Are you doing a game jam? Okay. Focus on finishing. One thing that I learned. I've done my fair share of game jams. I did the global game jam. I remember. It's in back in 2013. We made a small kind of like text-based multiple choice kind of dialogue tree system kind of game, and it was just like the simplest thing, and because we scoped it well, like what happens is that it becomes this sorry, I lost my train of thought. Let's try that again. If you don't scope properly, what happens is you end up spending more time trying to kind of like work on things that you really don't want to be doing. Like, it's just I've made the mistake of kind of like over scoping sometimes, and what happens is that I don't get to play, test, iterate on the game itself. I just end up like spending more time building it, which is something that you can't really like afford to do when you're at a game jam. So like if you scope it properly, what happens is you get to kind of like you get to spend more time having fun and prototyping more and like iterating more. I would be very very lenient with setting like a good, like, give yourself like milestones, right? Like if the game idea that you have is like this size, make sure there's a game that is complete at this level also. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like give yourself like multiple like milestones. That's really helpful, especially in a game jam. Like you have to scope it in a way where there's like cascades to it. That would help you. I'm pretty sure it will. Spawn translations and what else? Spawn types. Spawn types. Cool. Compilation error, DSL error. This spawn.type, if I could just translate it. I'm in server.js. Chicks spawn type to string. Spawn type to string is not a function. I have an error inside my error. Gunner. Section 0. B chain test. Number 13. Spawn type. Number will be spawn.id gunner. Number 17 gunner. Does this not work? How do I inject a new line? Seriously. Lol. Okay, so basically I have found where the error is, and that's fine. Is any formatting working here? No. Why is that? I want my errors to be pretty, man. Why is this happening? Process data. Console.error save catch. Save data. I think, okay, this is coming from inside. The save data is being called in multiple different places. Yeah, so that's e.message. Yeah, I'm not fixing this. Forget it. Okay, anyway, so we have this gunner 1. I'm gonna change this back to gunner 1. So now everywhere in this level, I can just go here and say hashtag gunner1, apply, save. Now, what this does is I can just change all of these guys, the properties in one place, How cool is that? Okay, I'm going to remove this A speed right now, and then I just have to go into the level, and now all of these guys are going to shoot twice. Now what this does is I don't have to change the code in the game to set up like a common new enemy type that has a certain set of properties. I can just define it on the level scope, right? And if I later if I want to change like these properties across levels, I'll just do like an operation on the JSON. I'll just make sure I name them all the same, like all the level scope macros can all just follow one nomenclature, and we're good. Problem solved. Okay, now what we're going to do today is we are going to add some more enemy properties. Okay. Sniper. All right. Now here we are using this. Okay, these guys can go. You have served your purpose. Agent is not equal to null. So you see how over here the sniper flag is set, and if on lob the sniper is set, the properties are different. Now I can lift these up into the properties and add macros. It'll just work. But I also at the same time I don't want to like pick up too much of the variables and put them on the editor level, because then it'll just be a complete mess. So let's take it slow. Let's see. I want to sit down and make some levels finally also. So based on that, I will kind of like solidify these properties in one place wherever they seem to fit. Yeah, it's good, but like what I was just thinking, I was just gonna say this. We're essentially what we're doing is we're changing the properties of the enemy, right? Like the small properties, like okay, if it's a gunner, right, then it's going to lob those projectiles at you. But if I want to change, how many projectiles and how much is gonna walk, for example, okay, let's just get this one out of the way. We have constants flank duration. All right, this one is defaulting to 2000. All right, and I am going to now change this flank duration. Okay, I'm going to change this so that I can set it from the script. Okay, no value count needed. Yes. So over here before we were specifying the number of parameters each of these DSL commands have, each of these instructions. I've removed that. That's gone now. The DSL was first kind of like writing blocks of shorts. So I had the opcode and the number of parameters an opcode has. So it would put down one 16-bit integer, then another 16-bit integer, and then another 16-bit integer for opcode that has two values. And those parameter counts were being saved here. Now it just adds it says opcode, right? And then as many values as it wants, as many parameters as it wants, and then there's like this next token. So all the code, all the scripts that I've written for all the levels, the interface remains exactly the same, but the code inside is now the byte code is now completely dynamic. So I can add as many registers as I want, basically, which is very useful. A underscore flank duration. Okay. A speed. Now let's see where this A speed is being used. Case ops. Just gonna do another A underscore flankdur, and flankdur is equal to ta. Done. Okay, let's take this for a spin. Now we're gonna make this guy super jumpy. Okay, flank duration. Okay, just 250 ms. So now it's going to feel like save. Now what he's gonna do is he's gonna like lob. He's gonna move just like for less than half a second. Okay, now if I also change, because he's walking for such a short period of time, A speed 200. Now he's gonna be like this, some like I'm looking for a video game reference, like a Zerg unit of some sort. Oh wait, this is not speed. Wait, speed. This is something else. We have not implemented the walk speed feature, at least I think. Chase speed, walk speed, walk speed. Oh, for sure. That's the whole point. That's basically why I'm doing it. That is basically why I'm doing it. I want that variety in the game. Default dot lob duration, lob count, agent profile dot default dot speed. Agent profile dot default dot speed. Agent profile dot default dot flank duration, and we are going to add one more here. A underscore walk speed, and over here in the DSL, A underscore walk speed, save A underscore walk speed, can be 200, apply, save. I think I didn't. We're gonna have to recompile this walk speed. I think walk speed can be set as is, because this is, yeah, 75. Cool. Problem solved. Can we remove these? Yes, please remove unnecessary parentheses. We will come back to the original gameplay also. Like I've been getting like an onslaught of ideas recently, and I did mention in a previous stream which, by the way, thanks to whoever is very dedicated about updating the guides, is now in the guides. I mentioned Transcend 2. That will be like a coming back to the game mode style of the, you know, the way it is right now, but obviously turned up to 11. And I'm thinking of how I'm gonna pull that off too. So it's not, we're not departing permanently, like forever. So now you see how he's kind of like changing position real quick. This is going to be like so different from the way the game feels right now. Like if you just try to spam these enemies, you're gonna die. Like you can't just like press both buttons and just hope to make it out of there. I don't think that's gonna work. Yeah, you see, like what happens here is I already love this setup. So on the bottom right hand corner is your mana bar, and it has a 1 second cooldown. All right, so if I dodge, right now the timing is good enough where I can just like not shoot this guy and keep dodging. Yup, tactical bullet dance tamashika is where it's at, man. That's it. That's where we're going. That's where we're going. So did you see how like over here the timing is just right, where I can just dodge, 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 poo 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 poo, dodge, poo poo, dodge, poo poo, right? Oh, I'm balancing that. You're right. I'm balancing that. That's what we're balancing right now, huh? By the way, this is happening. So if I like, here's what I can do. All right. If I'll just run in and spam this guy. Okay. So one thing that's already, so I haven't, by the way, I have not added a delay on the gun. Right now, for now, you can shoot as quickly as you can in the regular game mode. So I actually don't want to change that, not immediately. So keeping that fire rate, which is already, by the way, it's throttled. So it's like you can't just like right. Dude, have you seen the amount of color there is on the screen? In Tamashika, it's always Pride Month. It's always Pride Month. Oh, like why keep it just to June? That is not the abundance mindset. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you see, that was pretty easy. But what we're going to do is up the fire rate on this, and it's going to become a lot more difficult. Yeah, it's gonna do exactly that. I wanted to take it more in that direction because it was the simulation is canonically gay. We have arrived. Yes, it is. I asked an AI like what is the percentage probability that I'm gay? It said 69%. So there you go. In Tamashika, the simulation is hella gay, bro. It's a hella gay. So okay, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna up the fire rate. Okay, now let's see what happens. Now if the lob is at 2 and they fire 2 bullets at the same time. Hey, I know. 69. Funny. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1. Toast. Now see what happens here. Okay, because they're lobbing 2 bullets at the same time, I have to dodge one of them. I have to dodge both of them. Right now I'm getting an extra heart. Okay, but I'm going to avoid this heart. I can't avoid the heart. Okay, let's just not get hit. Okay, the only way to dodge that second bullet is if you take a shot on the enemy. So that's there you go. There's your limited fire rate without actually slowing the gun down. So here's what I'm going to try to do. Okay, I'm going to not shoot the guy, but I'm going to try to dodge both bullets. It's not gonna work. Where is he? I couldn't even dodge one of them. Let's try that again. Let's try that again. Dodge. See, I can't because my mana is not regenerated at that point. Now, the only way I'm going to dodge the second bullet is if I reset my mana by shooting him. Okay, now check this out. You see that? Did you see that? Right? Did you see that? Like if I time my shots before the dodge, the right time to dodge, then you get into that kind of like rhythmic state. Dark Souls, baby, let's go. Right? You see what I mean? That's what. But yeah, you're right. We can still. I should still be able to spam this guy. He's 3 HP, right? So I can just go ta 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 ta, and dodge one bullet. I guess if he doesn't, if I can get him before he fires the second one. All right, let's try that. Whoa, whoa, that is, man, that is fast. How am I shooting that fast? Wait, something's wrong. That is too fast. Now we've broken the game. Wait, can I do this in transcend mode? Oh, of course not, because you're never shooting. Wait. Transcend mode. Transcend mode. Does this work? Fascinating. A tank. Cosmetic unlocks are not unlocks. What enemies can you spam though? It's just the tank, right? The tank is the only enemy you can spawn. You can take out. The cosmetics right now I think are all mods. Part of me just wants to include the mods. A_T tank 3. Okay, let's see if how quickly can I spam this guy. Is that how it works right now? Is that the fire rate? Damn. That is sticky. Flick them. What do you mean flick? Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, okay, I see what's going on here. Two things are different here. The gun, because I have all these variables that I'm changing. For example, in constants, we have shot delay, first shot halt. Yeah, you see these. Samurai manifest. In default, the shot halt is a lot higher, I think. So the first shot you take is 164 ms of hit freeze, and then the regular one is just 41. That's why it feels so fast. In manifest mode, that doesn't happen. So if I go into manifest mode and I try to spam this guy, we're gonna jump into the gun code now. All right, let's go. Reload complete, set state, update, fire. There's can shoot. There you go. This is it. Quick shotting. Quick shotting is the variable that is making sure that you can't shoot when the gun is animating. Does that make sense? But it can be overridden. Right, quick shotting false, quick shotting false, quick shotting true. Now, if you connect with an enemy, you are in this like other state where if you try to shoot again, it will just let you shoot. So this can shoot will be called, for example, right? And once you get into can shoot, it'll ask if are you quick shotting. And if you are in the shoot state, or if you're in the shoot end state, you can just, yeah, you can just go. You can just go. Um, that is why, for example, what happens is when, but this, yeah, you need this for when you're like, making like those like crazy combos. You don't want the gun to kind of like just be like, okay, I want to wait for the animation to finish, right? Especially in transcend, especially in accelerate mode, if anyone's playing that on the nightly. So that's why, say for example, in the regular mode, when I am like shooting at a wall, for example, pow 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 pow. Now if I spam on my new mouse, you'll notice it's a little bit slower. So basically this quick shotting feature, we can disable that. Okay, we can just disable that in manifest mode. Okay, all right, constants, streaking, bool. These are all the variables that are changing the game. Quick shotting allowed, true. A manifest quick shotting allowed, false. Now, okay, in manifest mode, we're gonna have like a bunch of different like levels, styles, profiles, and everything. And once we add all these like variables that are changing the game, I'm gonna add like you're in this profile, like where the mechanics are different, right? So you'll know that the game is kind of like just changing around a bunch of variables underneath, right? Otherwise, it'll be too disorienting. It's kind of like if you've played Lovely Planet Remix, right? Like when you go to the different level, like all the mechanics are different, like the way you move, the way you jump, the way the guns behave, all of that. That I need to add some kind of like a indicator that, hey, yo, you are playing a different game now. Quick shots. Okay, quick shots. That's a nicer name. Quick shots. Current dot quick shots. Bool quick shots. All right, quick shots. In manifest, it is false. All right, spawner, gun hand. Quick shotting is equal to true. Quick shotting is equal to constants dot quick shots. So only if it's true. All right, let's try this. Now the spam will just be a little bit slower, just a little bit. Can shoot. Can shoot is being called in player. Can shoot, can gun, fire down. Did have target. Okay, cool. Okay, let's try to let's go back. And see if the spam is working. Definitely working. Now let's see in manifest mode. I'm in manifest mode, am I not? I think somewhere. Quick shot. How? What is the current profile, my friend? True. Default. Bruh. Aha. Quick shots false. Okay. We're in quick shots false. And now this should resolve to false. Why you do this to me? What strange behavior. Current dot quick shots. Tuning profile constants dot constants dot current constants dot current dodge roll is true. Quick shots is, how is it true? Oh, wait. I think I know what's going on. Quick shots streaking true side. Man, this full copy constructor, I want the copy constructor. I don't want to write every field here, man. C# copy constructor, copy all fields by default. Record types automatic copy. If you want automatic copying, what language feature is this? Public record product. This won't work, will it? Public record sealed class. Tuning are there no errors? Due to its protection level. Protection level, huh? You have some protection level. Protection level new is inaccessible. Original with manifest with. Ooh, manifest with. Ooh, this is cool. Will this work? Will it work? Interesting. Aha. Okay, this is okay, so I can't spam now. This is good. You know, another thing that we can do is have like a oof. We should get like a near miss plus 100 points if you do an up close, like a super close dodge. That would be cool. Uh, woohoo! Oh man, this feels so good. Yes! I've also got this stat screen going here. Let's go. That feels really good. This feels good. I've been meaning to land this kind of like dynamic thing for a while now. Okay, I want to try another thing. I want to try one more thing. Okay, gun hand update. Sprite update current game speed times 0.75f. Let's see how this feels. Okay, because we're going for a more kind of like methodical, sluggish, rhythmic kind of, you know, shooting mechanics. Let's see if we can tune all these variables. Oh, you see how the gun is like just that much slower? Oof. Yeah, now if I spam it, now it's not gonna... It's still pretty fast, but it's not... You can't like... You can't like, you know, put a macro on your mouse button and just... 0.75, 0.85 game speed. At this point, like all these variables are kind of almost, you know, exclusive to the game modes, because like the game speed is being very heavily used in the accelerate and transcend modes. Not in transcend mode, only accelerate mode. So the animation speeds are also going up. So like your reload also becomes faster. So it's like an overall kind of like game speed up, right? But we could use that over here as just like a subtle kind of like tuning variable. Oof. This is hard. Oof. Is this guy faster or something? No, he's not. Walk speed lob to 7. Okay. I guess what we're going to have here is just so that I have access to this if I want it. Constants, tuning profile. Haha, I don't need this anymore. Public float player animation speed. Now I should also be able to get rid of tuning profile. These static definitions. Okay, remind me, we have to clean out this. This projectile damage thing. I'm not sure about this. To change this, please. Player animation speed. Player animation speed is by default set to 1, and over here, thanks for hanging out. Catch you next time. Have a nice day. Constants dot player animation speed. Knife hand update Uzi hand update and shuriken hand update player animation speed. Okay, so we have these in. Good. One sec. Okay, what else do we want to add in the tuning profile? We've got walk speed in also. Bamboozled. Okay. Walk speed, agent profile, constants, agent profile, speed. I think this is being used. Profile dot speed is being used. Where is it being used? All right. Let's change this to animation speed. Animation speed, and in the animation speed, anim speed. Okay, any other fire delay? I think this is only being used in the shooter. Yeah. Can we make this a record also? If there was a way to kind of make this shortcut so that I don't have to use this, I could technically just default to, for example, just do constants dot current dot player speed. Oh, that's a lot of changes. Oof. Oof, that's a lot. So agent profile is got a copy constructor is equal to profile width custom true. I'm assuming this works. If not profile custom profile width, I think this makes a copy, right? Profile width. I think this will make a copy. It should make a copy. So I can get rid of this. Site delete. I'm liking this functionality. cool. Like a current resolver, like a, so that I don't have to, I don't want to have this boilerplate here. Oh, it's okay, we'll come back to this. I think for now this should be working. Got saved by the heart there, but then I got one-shotted. Why is this still in the registry, man? Manifest one. I think this is not being used. Cool. Okay, next thing we need, our try drop obstacle only happens in transcend mode. Okay. All right. DSL. Drop. Blob. Moving blob. Pillar. Now we're going to do this a little bit more smart. Okay, I want, because right now what the regular way that I've been doing this, say for example we have TP balloon, right? This is just setting a flag. Now I can make flags for all of these drops, or I can put this directly on the agent. There are some issues here. For example, if the say if the enemy vanishes, or if the enemy, say for example if the enemy is taken out in melee, for example, versus the enemy is taken out from a distance, like I don't want to drop a blob on top of the player, right? So right now the player is doing that. That's why the agent itself is doing that. So the agent knows, okay, so if the player is too close to me, I'm not gonna drop the trap right on their heads, because that's gonna be terrible. And the second thing is, with this flag I can't really add any parameters, which really bothers me. I want to be able to add appear event. Let's see the life cycle of this on kill section event index link delay. Timer in queue. And I have no information here about the caller. How strange is that? Appear event section event on kill. So this is also so this is on target. So that means that it's also on the player, on the agent. Man, so I'm just calling this, I guess, clear invoke. Huh? That's not so genius now, is it? Is it? Invoke. 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 Entity source. entity source. Now tell me where all the problems are. Call this. Is that it? There's got to be more, man. There's got to be more. On kill. Where is this being called from? Agent invoke. This. Oh, we might just figure this out, man. This. You know, it's a section event because the event needs to have information about the rest of the agents inside the section, which makes sense. So if here, let's just taste test this. Okay, class drop blob event call. Look, this doesn't need to be. This doesn't need to be so complicated. Okay, I'm just gonna remove all of this. Agent drop try drop obstacles, blah blah blah. Just gonna get this shared code over here. Source dot absolute position. Oh, so you don't have XNA framework. Obstacle distance, return, drop blob. So here's the checks, right? Spins. So if it's a spin, the player gets drawn into the enemy. So when you kill the enemy, you teleport to them. I don't want to spawn. Like I'm just gonna get rid of these because I'm hand designing this, right? Like the enemies are not random anymore. So find segment. If segment is not null, floor collide, return false. Like, you know what? Just get rid of all of this. Entity E transcend hearts. This code can go blob. Invoke source. Drop blob. Invoke. Public bool moving is equal to false. I can do a scale here. Public float scale is equal to 1. Okay, what else? Time to live. Public float TTL can be 3. These are all going to be shorts. I want to map these directly to the DSL. All right, it's gonna look a little bit ugly, but whatever. Short moving is equal to 0. Short scale is equal to 100. Short time to live could just be in seconds. Source E dot generation is equal to source dot generation return. Source dot absolute position. Okay, now this is blob. Hello blob. E dot, wait, what are you returning? Entity, right? Blob. Oh, hello. E dot moving. TTL. Come on, man. Var E is equal to E dot TTL. Blob E. Blob E class blob. Ooh, so many variables. So many variables. But it's gonna be cool. We're just gonna use the one DSL command. So it'll be like blob 0 time to live 3 da da da, and that's just, it's gonna script all of the behavior. I'm gonna try this. Okay, let's try this. Yeah, never mind the configuration. Okay, moving scale TTL. Drop blob is our new event. Okay, drop blob. We're just gonna drop blob. It's not so hard. Just drop blob. Drop blob. TP balloon. Right now it's just gonna be on agents blob. Set. No, we're not doing this. Agent on kill. Wait, var blob event is equal to new drop blob event. Drop blob event. Moving is equal to DSL dot reg of 0 or false. TTL is reg of 1 comma 333, and scale is equal to DSL dot reg of 2 100. Okay, on kill add blob event. Ugh, what happened? Okay, so on kill it should just fire this. Okay, let's see how this goes. We're gonna just call blob here. Blob b chain test. You, sir, are going to now drop a blob. Okay, maybe this crashes the thing because the register values are not there you go. Crashed. Index was out of range. Must be non-negative. Yeah, man, how do I... This needs to be fixed. C# check if list has index or default. No, I don't want to use link, bruv. Element at or default. Nah. No, without link. Without link. Boo. Boo. Sad. Now there's a way to reg edit this. How do I don't know how to do regex. How do you regex, man? Gotta figure this out. Let's ask the AI regex for matching DSL params any number here. I'm such a noob. Yeah, but now how do I replace the number? Params replace with DSL dot reg. I think this is how you do it. No. Extracting only the number. Match groups. VS code. $1. Struggling here. Hash D plus. Okay. So this is the group. Yes. Yes. Yeah, baby. Computer science. Let's go. This solves the problem, right? This, I think now I can just check if a parameter exists. Otherwise, if count is greater than 0, if you're trying to look up a count that doesn't exist, so you're obviously not getting any value. Params count lesser than count, IDX null. Okay, let's try that again. Now if it doesn't find the values, it's good. It's just gonna default. What did we said? What did we blob? Please drop a blob. Yes. entities blob. I had all the code here that was taking care of the movement stuff. Um, do we have to set the variables? No. I'm just thinking like I can just define. Oh, it's so tempting. It's so tempting to turn everything into just completely like programmable parameters everywhere, like just everywhere. I have to I have to make sure I don't overdo this. Speed, scale, time to live. Radius. Have to make sure these values don't change for the transcend mode stuff. Hello, hello, what's up? How's it going? Default value for speed, time to live. Time to live. All right, you know what? Let's flip this. All right, float underscore timer underscore timer is 0 if TTL is timer is lesser than TTL. Underscore timer is equal to TTL. Underscore timer plus is equal to clock delta time if underscore timer is greater than underscore TTL, blah blah blah. Else, wait. If TTL is greater than 0, if underscore timer is lesser than underscore TTL, scale is great, and if underscore timer is greater than 1, this blob used to have a controller. Back in the day, it had a controller attached to it, so it would collide properly with the walls and everything. speed. Spawner. Speed is being set by the first attribute. Okay, so let's see. Wait. While we're at it, I want to hook up this scale as well. Okay, scale radius scale. We're going to change this value, all right, to scale. Okay, scale default value will be 100, and this radius will be scale by 100f. And oops, size, how's that? Size by 100, and the scale factor will be 1.5f times size divided by 100f. Okay, and here you can say size e dot speed is equal to speed, e dot size is equal to size, e dot ttl is not hooked up right now, doesn't matter. Drop blob event 03100. Okay, we will give him a speed of 53100. Let's see if we still got that blob. We still have the blob. See, blob with no parameters, so it's like just using the default values. Spawns blob parameters, speed, time to live, size. Speed 5, time to live 3, size is a function, is a multiple of 100. Let's make a big blob. Okay, big blob is incoming chain test. Ready for rainbow explosion. Why? Again. $400. Blob size is 400. Move towards. That is a big scale. Timer. DTL. Is it actually scaling to 4? This is too difficult. I should make this level easier to test. Permanent blob. Lots of unnamed parameters that are very obscure. It's like I have to remember this DSL that I'm using to design the levels, and then at the same time it just keeps changing. Just another day in Tamashika dev. Okay, I'm gonna focus before I make the level easier. Something's up. How am I getting hit? Is it that difficult? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. How fast is he shooting? Nope, something's up. This is not right. This is not right. Why is it shooting me through the wall? Oh, it's the blob. The blob is moving. Yeah, because I set it to move. Duh. Speed 0. Let me just... I think it's not even growing in size properly before it kills me. Bro, that doesn't look like scale 600. Clock dot delta time. Time. Okay, you know what? This times 100 nonsense is just, I'm not feeling it. Okay, size is 1. Size is 1. Size is 1. And I think I can here make it a function of size. Default value for size. New drop blob event. Size default value is also 1. And here I'm just gonna say times 10. Okay, that's 10 times the size. All right, that's it. And the scaling factor, the speed is now a function of it, so it's not going to take like 6 seconds for it to spawn and grow. How? Is reset being called? What is it? What is it? What is it? Add a new drop blob event. Set the values. Wait, let's intercept this over here. Size is still 1. Again. Keycon battery is low. Damn, bro. Size is 1. Fascinating. Fascinating. How come, my friend? How come? How is it that the event I created doesn't have the variables that this is it. It's the registers, right? Tell me it's the registers, man. Is it the registers? Reg1 drop blob event blob. Is it just returning nulls? Is that it? Come on, bruh. Is that it? Drop blob event. Size 1. DSL.params. Something is definitely going on here. I'm definitely seeing 3 parameters here. Okay. Savage. Savage. What is going on? Because I've been changing around this code a lot, so this, this might be caused by that. I just need a way to confirm that this is not. Look, the parameters are showing up here just fine, because like these decals would not be on the sides if the values were not being read properly. So the code is very much in place. It's just not working for this blob thing. DSL reg 0, DSL.op. I think that's what is going on here. DSL load run. I think on run the registered parameters are added. It's working beautifully, man. Why are we not seeing any blob parameters? Why am I not seeing any blob parameters? Dot blob DSL dot reg 0 reg 1 reg 2. How come? Op number 55. Dude. Our code is so simple. It is so simple. Where is the problem? How do we debug this? Is it in the bake? Oh boy. Op number 55. I think we have the right op as well. -62 -8. Blob. Man, this is so weird. All null. Wow. Okay, I guess this stream is getting really boring. I'm not seeing something here. I'm gonna just take a little break. I want to come back and look at this with fresh eyes. Like I said in the beginning, I've changed a lot of stuff, and it's getting difficult to keep track of like what all I've changed. So I'm, yeah, thanks for the support, man. I wanna kind of like just dig in, and just just pull out all of the issues here. It's like, is it the problem with the writer? If I said here, I don't know, TP balloon, okay, here, apply, save, okay, and I just went in and nope, still nothing, no values, nada. DSL dsl.op. You know what, I'll just put this out here. How about that? Reg 0, reg 1, reg 2. See, all the other ones are coming in just fine. But for blob, somehow it isn't. This is all generated code, by the way. Blob. How? Is there a limit of like how many there's supposed to be? I don't think there's a limit. I want to see these values. I want to see them now. Okay, 0, 30, 10. Apply, save. Is it because it's a 0? Maybe it's because it's a 0 in the start. Maybe that's why. 55, 54, 53. 55, still 0. Still 0. Okay, fine, fine. Apply, save. I knew it. Sorry about that. I got a little bit excited. I knew there was something up. Something was up, obviously. 55, 10, 30. Man, because of you, because you said I'm still here, that made all the difference, man. It really did. It made all the difference. We figured it out. Together, we made it happen. Together, we make a team. Blob. Okay, speed. I want this 0 to work. We did it. We did it. Time to live 10 seconds, and the scale will be, I want a big blob here. Okay, now we're gonna make sure that these values come through, and we're gonna investigate why is it that this happened. Okay, now DSL, expand script, expanded text, opcode, parse integer. Now you here, sir, are you going to have to explain to me why is it that a code that looks so easy to read is not giving me the value that I need? A simple 0 doesn't come through. Why? Okay, opcode. Oh, I get it. I know what's going on here. This is my bad. This is my bad. You know, this is my bad. I didn't think of this. I didn't think of this. Good catch. Very good catch. I think the last 2 hour, 1 hour, however long I spent on this, wasn't even that long. It was a good catch. Do you know what's happening? I'll tell you what's happening. If you go back in this stream, I was describing the new system where the values are no longer described by the operation. So like before, what I would have to do is I would say, okay, I have this new instruction blob, and blob will always have 3 parameters. Right? Now what the new system does is it looks at the text that you're sending in, right? If I have like blob 0, 10, 50 or whatever, it's going to count. It's going to count it's not going to count the number of parameters. It's just going to keep adding parameters until it reaches a delimiter value. And you want to know what that delimiter value is? You know, a delimiter would be like something that tells the binary operator, the byte code that, okay, we're on to the next instruction now. We're done sending parameters. So the instruction is blob, and then there's like value delimiter, right? And there can be any number of values. Who wants to guess what the value of the delimiter is? It's 1 free butter lamp and 1 bell in tamashika for whoever figures out what the delimiter value is. Hint, hint. That's what's going on. That's the problem. So the bytecode thinks that after I say blob, this tells it that the instruction is over, and then God knows what happens over here. It thinks like 10 is something here. So yeah, you're right, man. That's it. That's the problem. The problem is that the delimiter, what must not be used as a valid opcode, and must not occur on the value list. Didn't think of that now, did you, Grok? Maybe it did. I was just not listening to code 0x01. So this is name code, opcodes. This is the, yeah, so this starts from 0x01. 0x9999 in decimal 39321. Short value limits in C sharp minus 32768. Why though? 16-bit. 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 Yeah, computer science, man. Let's go. Now we have to squeeze some magic number in here. Didn't think of that now, did I? What will it be? What will the magic number be? Must not occur on the parameters list. If anywhere I use the parameter 39271 whatever, then the game will just crash. First what we're going to do is we're going to add a, before I fix this, I think one thing that we can do, expand script. One thing that we can do is, if if num is equal to next oh my god, there's a big problem. Okay, that's the error. Okay, we're gonna see this error now. We're gonna see this lovely error occur now when we hit save. All right, when I hit save, I want to see a lovely little error. Oh my god, there's a big problem. Okay, let's translate that back to English. Invalid value parameter in opname next token next DSL next token collision in value parameter opname. Okay, in value parameter toot. Also the tutorial was just broken, huh? By the way, in the last 5 hours of this code base, that's just broken. Okay, I'm gonna 9999. Okay, is there anyone who is using that as a value parameter? No. 0x9999. What does this value translate to? I have no idea. There's some binary packing thing going on over here. It's pretty straightforward actually. It's not that complicated. Num value this. So I'm taking the first 2 bytes. Yeah, it's doing like a little Indian thing, right? So it takes the first. Is that a byte? 2 byte, right? 2 bytes. So it takes the first byte and then it shifts and then it writes the second half to make sure it's little Indian. 2 bytes. So 9999 would translate to, yeah, that value. So wait, 0x9999 in C# short. To handle the 2's complement. I was just wondering that, huh? By the way, delimiter. I hope this is not. Where's my DSL? Unsigned short. Okay, good. It's converting to short. If it is next, what is next? 0x9999. Thank you very much. Okay, I just want to see a scaled blob now. Can we see a scaled blob, please? Scaled blob, scale 5. That's why it wasn't breaking, I think, when we set the speed to greater than 0. It's all coming together, man. It's all. I'm glad we came full circle. Time to live 10. This looks like the values that we passed. Let's go. Look at that massive blob in the center of the stage now. Look at that. Let's go. I have to fix the collisions there. They're kind of nasty right now. But we'll figure it out. I'll figure it out because in transcend mode I need to make sure that they're not like exceeding in size. That's why the difference in the radius, the size value, and the actual scale. We'll fix this. We'll fix it. We'll fix all of this. We will sort it out, and then we will add a bunch of other. Wait before I lose track of this log. Ops spawner. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Yeah, so we're gonna do right now we have the blob, right? We're gonna have like a moving blob. How moving? Does it move? Does it move? Does it move at a rate of 3 meters per second? Does it? Do you think it'll work? Yeah, it sure does. But I'm getting bamboozled from every side, then I can't even. Whoa, did you see that? You see that? There's too much grass in the way, obviously. I won't be able to see it. That'd be like a cool level, right? Like there's a bunch of grass and you like take out enemies and then you're like, wait, what is this blob thing that's coming? And dodging these is going to be like, I don't want them to be like super ultra fast. Like you need to be able to like walk away from them. And I don't have decimal values here, so like 1 is the slowest we're going to be able to go here. 1 meter per second. That's definitely slower than the player. Whoa. So you really have to kind of like keep your distance from it. That's good. Yep. Just gonna watch. Just walk away. No. I can't use float here because you're like this code. Just look at this code, man. Look at this code. Look at this. I'm sending in only short values, so they're 2 bytes, right? Because if all the values over there that I'm defining were like a mix of float and string and Oh boy, would this code get a lot more complicated. It'll get a lot more complicated. It is, because all of these DSLs, like this stuff that's being written down, that's being compiled, is being compiled offline. But when the game is reading it, it's not hopping around in memory too much. It's like I just know all the values are these. That's why I'm doing that funky scale stuff inside, right? Like the speed value was like 100 before. You remember when I was like changing the scale, for example, it was like 100. So on the C sharp side, on the game side, I get the short value, and I just have this like very annoying convention, um, where every value has like a different scalar to it. So I have to keep track of that, but it works. It works. So yeah, we're gonna do blobs. We're going to do in transcend mode where we get that those pillars drop where they insta kill you if you walk into them. We're gonna have those. We're gonna have the enemies also have those. In Dark Souls where that stuff has a name to it, right? Like that attack where like where the enemy has like blobs around them, and then the blobs kind of like those they follow you like on proximity. Those, and then more conventional kind of like AOE effects that bosses can have in like in Dark Souls also. I'm just gonna go back and play some Elden Ring to get some inspiration maybe. um, the the puss. What puss? What's the puss? um, it's Dark Souls, enemy attack, um, orbs. Black eye orb. Dark orb sorcerer. When they have it's so quintessentially Dark Souls. I keep referencing these, but I don't know the name for this. I think Elden Ring also has that. Elden Ring attack or lightning orbs. Kind of like this, but like they're surrounded, but like the you just walk around with this like Christmas tree on top of you, and then when something comes close, proximity orbs. I can't find it. I can't find it. That launch on proximity. What is it called? AI, please tell me. All. Spark orb. It's a power up. You can get it too. What is it called, man? What is it called? Phalanx spells? Is that it? Ash of War. Yup, that's it. That's it. Yes. Thank you. Which one are you? Gemini? Thanks, Gemini. What is this one called? Glintblade Phalanx. So is that what these are called? Are these called phalanxes? Yeah. Yup. I'm gonna remember this name. But these are all swords, though. Yes, that's it. These are all swords, though. Where are the slower ones? Glint blade. These all go together, right? Like they're like a slow moving magic orb. Oracle bubbles. Is it oracle bubbles? Wow, did it send me to a video with the timestamp? What? With the timestamp? Come on, load, please. Show me my bubbles. No, that's not it. Anyway, it was fun. It was nice. It was nice chatting with Gemini. Um, anyway, basically, this kind of attack from the enemy, thrusting dagger, straight sword, with the blah blah blah. Great. So yeah, so we had the blobs, we had the pillar, the pillar attack thingies, the the what's it called, phalanx, that sort of stuff is got to go into the game, and other other stuff like that, which I'm sure it'll come to me once I start actually making progress on this. And you know what, the other thing that I was thinking of, like while we're messing with all of this, like there's got to be a way to kind of like manage all of these. You know, like one thing that I noticed when I was working on the accelerate mode, it's like I because I'm just like doing this on my own, like by myself. um like I'm not really like in need of like more art assets, or sometimes I need more sounds, but otherwise like the organizing of this, like I'm adding new mechanics, I'm designing new levels, but there's like I'm feeling like there's this lack of structure, because like I want to make new levels and I've made a bunch of new mechanics, and there's like they're not written down anywhere. I'm just like making it up as I go. So like when I was designing levels, I was like, wait, I designed these new mechanics which I didn't even include in the game, you know. And now that we're like adding all of these things, I'm gonna have to like organize them. And I think, you know, here's the fun part about this. Why it's necessary is because, you know, I've been like thinking about, okay, how are we going to organize all of these levels, right? It's that organization, the way these levels are revealed, for example, the progression that you will have through all that new content, right? It has to have like some kind of like a form and structure, right? Which makes sense. I mean, it doesn't have to, but like it'll be cooler if the game had some structure to the way you kind of went through this new content, right? And what that new content is will inform what that structure, the shape and size of that structure will be informed by it. So say for example, it's a simple example, right? Just not even the all the new enemy types or whatever, just the mechanics, right? Like I have this samurai modifier where like you're moving a little bit slowly and you can dodge roll, and maybe I have another one where you quick step, right? Now there you go, you have your like two level trees, right? Like here's the progression in the samurai mode, here's the progression in the ninja mode, right? And then we can make it all come together on top, where you like combine both of those skills and you take on the final boss, which is just tamashika all over again, but she gives you an even bigger kiss, you know, like that. So that structure, like if you look at the map of Elden Ring, you know, that mwah, it's, oh man, it's so good, right? You can see the DNA helix that starts off in the, you know, in the start of the level, in the start of the game where you start off. Like you can go down and there's like a bunch of stuff to do there, but like you can't keep going there. So you just like you do that and then you go back up, right? And then there's this like little bit of exploration that you do that kind of ends in the first big boss fight, Stormvale Castle or whatever. And then you cross that and then you go to like the lakes of the Lurania or whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called. It's that part of the game where you're like at that like very signature spot where you can see the lakes in front of you, and there's like this plateau on the right hand side, and there's this like forest expanding up on the left hand side. Oh man, so good, right? So, oh, one day, one day I will make a game like Elden Ring. There, I said it. You know, it would be cool if we had something like that here too. I'm kind of split because like right now it's all like time, it's all like time focused, you know, like because it's like a daily mode, right? Like I wanted these levels to be kind of like tied to it, so like you have to like access at certain dates, you can access some levels, or you can access some areas that have levels inside them on some days. Okay, maybe, right? That could, but that could be just like the entry point, right? That's just how you get access to these levels. But once you kind of like start beating them, you like reveal this structure underneath, right? That is like this like outside of time kind of like hierarchy of like unlocks. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you can't change the PC date anymore. You can't do that. What's the 3 a.m. GTA thing? Please explain the 3 a.m. GTA thing. No, I was actually explaining something where like you kind of like you go outside of time, you know. But it'll be like this gradual thing that the game kind of like reveals that there is this structure behind, you know, what you perceive in linear time, right? Like, oh, there's just this one level that changes every day. Yeah, but have you looked inside? You know what I mean? Not enough content. Sure. Sure. So that, yeah, that I'm gonna have to make that content. Um, content. Oh, right. Yeah, I knew about that. Yeah. I don't know if it was exactly 3 a.m. But yeah, that, you know, yeah, basically, yes. That, something like that. Something like that. Like I want two things, right? I want two things. I really want to do two things. And I'm going to tell like increasing order of importance. One, portals. Like just like spots open up on certain maps at certain times which allow you to enter this other space. Okay, that's one thing that we have to do. The second thing that I'm even more excited about is levels that only open if you have a collectible. So like it's like a lock and key, simple lock and key mechanism. Like you can only access that level if if you've collected the item. So like the level becomes a collectible basically. I it's it's just like a simple kind of like gating mechanism where like, okay, if you have this then you can play this. um but I like the idea. Some part of me really wants to do this. Like I want to collect this. Like I want to be able to collect these, you know. And secret achievement, listen, I would love to add another achievement, but like when I added achievements in Lovely Planet Remix, everyone just kept like giving me like dropping worse reviews on the game. So I'm just, you know, I'm like the achievements are fine, you know. They're like right now the achievements are just like, okay, you've gone through the base game, good for you, all right, that's fine. um, um, but if you add achievements for achievement hunters, then they're just like, you know, I finished the game and now you made it so I have not finished the game. I don't want to deal with that, man. Like if you finish the game and you're done here, go play other games, have fun. I don't want to give you some kind of like cheap reason to come back or whatever. But for the rest of the players that are like having fun, yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. We're gonna have like stuff that you unlock inside the game, right? And I like that differentiation. Like I think achievements are, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what we're going to do. That's exactly what we're going to do. Like the achievements that are outside the game become like this, you know, this other thing which, you know, you can chase and you can finish and then that's done. Like you get your platinum trophy or whatever. But like inside the game you kind of like, yeah, you just keep unlocking stuff. OW titles. um what are OW titles? You mean old games, old titles? Yeah, so yeah, but before the Steam achievements, the whole platform achievements thing that like took everyone by storm, I don't want to scratch that itch. Maybe we'll finally throw in those like collectible achievement thingies, you know, where like you cosmetic achievements, cosmetic collectibles or whatever. The rate at which I'm coming up with ideas for this game, it seems like I'm gonna be working on it for another year at least. Oh, right. Oh, now I get what you're saying. Yes, like a platinum system. Did you platinum the ranks, the rank system? Man, I don't know about that. Okay, I don't know about that. I'm a little bit of a Puritan when it comes to these kind of mechanics. Um, I think the candles that you unlock in transcend mode are pretty cool. I am definitely having fun. I am definitely having fun. Defo. Man, we solved a pretty cool bug today. Okay, I definitely need a break now. Thanks for the encouragement to stick to this and finish it. I am glad we defeated that bug. We've unlocked the next step. We're gonna get a bunch of these new modifiers in, and then I'm gonna document all of these so that once we're done adding all of this new stuff, I have a nice kind of like progression of mechanics to introduce in the levels, and then we'll draw like this like this tree or something, right? Like we were like campaigns and stuff, right? Like you start from this point and then you go here and here and then you kind of like open a map sort of thing. um, what game did I make did that? Did I ever make a game that does that? Lovely Planet 2, Lovely Planet Arcade were all linearly unlocking. Lovely Planet 2 had like secret levels that you could get into. um, Super Lovely Planet obviously had the most obtuse menu, where there were like different worlds with different stages and everything inside it. um, I never actually did like a Little Big Planet style, where like you have this kind of like graph that opens up. I really want to do something like that. Like hint at the cybernetic underpinnings of the lore of tamashika. You know what I mean? Gotta hint at that. I'm seeing like a back room style, like there are just story gates going into infinity, and you just have to like go and kind of like light a candle to open the level, like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay. Thanks for joining in. It was fun hanging out, as always. Remember to drink a lot of water. Don't play for more than 20 minutes. And I will see you again in the next one. Cheers. Good evening. Good morning, depending on your time zone. Catch you on the flip side. Have a good one, folks. Infinite bliss.